Dina, welcome to the Valder Beebe Show. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. And you've got some great information for us, I understand, today. You going to get us started? What do you got?
Absolutely. So, what we're finding with our study, we talked to over 3,000 American parents with children from the age of newborn to age 30 to understand how they were thinking about their money. And what really came across was that parents are finding that they have a number of priorities that pull on both their wallets and their heartstrings. And they identified their number one financial concern was trade-offs that they might make today and how they might impact their future financial success. Now, the good news, nearly all of our parents that we talked to reported feeling a sense of joy and purpose in having children. But that meant, though, that they found it harder than they expected, both emotionally and financially. Some of that due to the pressure that they were feeling to be the perfect parent. Almost a third of parents reported feeling that way.
I want my audience to know I'm speaking to Dina Healy today. She's a certified financial planner. She's the vice president of financial planning and advice for Ameriprise Financial. Dina, tell me about this Tooth Fairy payout.
Absolutely. It's a fun fact. So we asked parents how many of them relied or looked to the Tooth Fairy to help fill their kids' piggy banks, and nearly all reported that they did. We found that on average, the Tooth Fairy brought $5 per tooth for children when losing a tooth. Now that sounds like a fun fact, and it is, but it really is the first opportunity for parents to help kids to start to think about money and make financial decisions, because now children have some money of their own. And do they want to spend that $5 on something today, like a treat, like a candy bar or a Pokemon card? Or do they want to save that up along with their allowance or other money for something in the future? So that's the first opportunity for children to start to balance a current reward with delayed gratification. And that's such an important lesson for parents to help instill in their children.
Okay, so how are they giving him real world experience and saving? I'm going to tell you my age when I tell you this. When I was going to elementary school, the bank came to my classroom and opened an account for each of us. Let me tell you, I thought I was rich. and so we had these bank days. We would go to the bank and we would save our little money and we put it in the bank. And that has made me a lifelong saver. What do kids have today? Because that was very tangible.
That is very tangible, and I love that story. Thank you for sharing that. One of the things we know is that over half of parents are providing an allowance for children, and 9 in 10 parents are paying their kids for some sort of achievement or activity, like getting good grades or achieving something in athletics, or even acts of kindness and babysitting. All of those things are opportunities then for parents to help children practice saving money and helping children think about how can they take those dollars and set them aside for something in the future. The second thing I would mention that I think is so important is to have open and honest conversations frequently about money, so that children start to recognize it's okay to talk about money. It's okay to think about what are your priorities and how do you balance those current financial needs and desires with your future financial goals. All of those things will help raise a financially savvy child.
Do parents need to take control of their kids' finances to a certain age, or what are we saying here?
I like to think about having age-appropriate conversations with children. Certainly as someone losing their first tooth, that isn't the time for financial independence, but you can have appropriate conversations with them. As your children get older, I would like to think about kids in high school, for example, as they're thinking about college. What will those expenses look like? And what are all of the resources that may come to bear to help kids get to college? So that could be loans, it could be scholarships, it could be working on college campus. In fact, we found that nearly half of parents started to set money aside for their kids for college before their children turned 5. And one in 10 parents started setting aside money into a college fund before their children were even born. And so all of those things can help children start to think about finances in an age-appropriate way and start to practice making good financial decisions.
And
Now,
online, where do we go and get more information? Because you've got a lot of information here for my audience.
absolutely. I'd call out 2 resources. First of all, I think parents should think about their own financial situation, thinking about what goals they have for themselves for their future, like retirement. The best way to do that is to enlist the help of a professional. A financial advisor can help parents talk about and think about what their goals are, put a plan in place to help them meet those, both in their current financial situation and prepare well for the future. To find out more, I recommend people go to ameriprise.com/parents. They can find more tips on how to raise financially savvy children, as well as finding a financial advisor who will be right for you.
Okay. Well, this has been so eye-opening. I need a whole nother session just for the parents' finances first. But thank you. You're always welcome to come back on the Valder Beebe Show.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Hi, I'm Valder Beebe, host of The Valder Beebe Show. We have over 1,000 videos on ValderBeebeShow.com and YouTube.com/Valder Beebe Show. We upload new videos daily. Our site is a modern baby boomer platform with news and information important to boomers. Subscribe to YouTube.com/Valder Beebe Show and stay connected as I interview the world's most fascinating people.